Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are making a split opening card. Now, let me tell you really quick where this comes from. So I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and they were sharing some of their favorite TikToks from last year, and I saw the cutest TikTok, and it made me go, I can make that into a card. So you have to see this, okay? So this card, which is an A2 size card, can be mailed in an envelope, super easy, is a surprise. Are you ready? So it says, open me. So you open here, and look what you get. It's so cute. I love how this turned out. This card is so easy to make, and today I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. You do need your cardstock to be 12 inches long. And I'm going to put this into my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. So this is going to be the width of the mat of an A2 card, the first mat. Okay, now we need to do some scoring, and I'm going to get my scoreboard for this so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So for the scoring, what you want to do is you want to put your piece into your scoreboard on your 12-inch side, and your first score mark is 2 inches. Okay, and then your next score mark is going to be 5 1/4. Your last score mark, 8 5/8. I know, I don't like to do 8s, but this one just needed it. That is the one we had to use. Okay, so there's our score marks, and I'll bring this up so you can see those in camera. See if you can see them better there. There we go. There's our score marks. Okay, now then, the first score mark at the top, that first 2-inch mark, that's just a guideline. So we're not going to fold that one, okay? But this piece we are going to fold. We're going to fold it up. So what I want to do is I want to fold that up, and I want to line up that guideline score mark and my bottom score mark together, okay? Because they're going to be on top of each other. And then I'm going to crease this down, just like so. Now what I want to do is take the top section and bring it back over. So it's a mountain valley fold basically, and I want it to line up at the bottom. So I'm going to line it up here and then crease. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. So our split is going to be right here, okay? Now, this is for, the only thing I'm using this for is to decorate the center. I'm actually going to paper piece here and put a piece here as well. So this is what I'm going to be working in, is the middle piece. So I'm going to be stamping and everything. Now, you might decide that you want to do your stamping before you do your score lines. I'm not. I'm going to do it like this so I kind of know where things are going. Okay, let me get my stamp sets. So the place we can decorate is between the top score line and the bottom score line. This is where all of our party is going to happen, okay? So I'm going to use the big word celebrate from my stamp set called Big Time Sayings. I'm going to get that on that block, and I'll show you what that stamp set is. So I'm using this one right here, but you could use all kinds of different sayings. I just think this will be cute. So I'm going to stamp this first. Now, the reason I'm stamping this one first, and you'll see in a minute, I'm going to do kind of this little treatment on the edges of the page, but this is a big wide stamp, and I want to make sure I leave myself enough room for it. So the way I do that is to stamp it first. Okay, and I think I want it to go somewhere about like this. So stamp that little guy down. Perfect. So there's celebrate. Now then, I want to use another stamp set. Let me show you that one. So the other one I'm going to use is called Party Balloons, and I'm going to use these down here. I may even use the confetti and all the little fun pieces, but I know I'm going to use those balloons. So let me get those onto some blocks. Okay, I've got all these guys laid out, and I'm going to do them in Memento ink, and the reason is I want to color them with my alcohol markers. So I'm going to stamp them around. Now, the thing I want you to remember is you're going to have the bottom of your gift box living here. Okay, so you want your balloons to come out of the gift box, or at least that's what I'm trying to do with my design. So what I'm going to do is just stamp these guys around the page. So like one here, and then we'll do this guy. I might have him come up this way since he's kind of oval shaped. Something like that. Can't decide. And then I've got this star shape, which is so cute. I'll stamp it down as well. Somewhere like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the streamer from that same set, and I'm going to ink it up. And what I want to have happen is I want these streamers, these tails, to be coming out of the box. So like this one right here, I'm going to stamp it just like so, connecting to the bottom of that balloon. And if it goes under my score line, that's fine. That's going to get covered up, okay? But I want the tails of the balloons to come out of the box. So I'm going to angle them to the middle. And see, that'll be covered like that. Won't that be cute? I think it will. Okay, and then this little guy can go just like that. Now, there are other little things in the stamps that I want to use. It's so cute. So there's this little wiggly tail that I can use. I want to use that coming off of the end of the little bows. I mean, off of the balloons. I think that'll be cute, like a little streamer hanging down, like somebody tied the knot and left a big old long piece of ribbon. You don't have to use it on every one. I just think they're cute and they add something. And then I want to add those inside pieces. Now you could do these pieces in color. They're confetti that live in the bottom of the balloons. But I'm going to do them in black because I'm going to be coloring. And I just think these will be cute, just kind of additions to the balloons. I'm going to put these at the bottom. There's that confetti. Isn't that cute? By the way, that confetti is stars. It is adorable. Each of the confettis is a little different shape. So here's the one from our round balloon. Cute, cute. And one more. Now, since I'm using this set anyway, I told you guys that I love these little stars that we have in here. I'm going to use those as well. So I'm going to load those on some blocks, and I'm going to star this little celebration up. Now, here's something I want to do that, I don't know, may make or break it, but I think it'll look cool. So I want to cut a shape between this score line and this score line. Something that kind of looks like maybe a jagged line or maybe a cloud shape. I want it to look like an explosion, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Where my score line starts here, I'm going to snip in about 1/4 inch. And I'm just using my big scissors because they'll be fine for this. And then what I'm going to do is just come over here, and you can zigzag or you can curvy line, or you can whatever you want to do with this. This is your card, so have fun. I just want this to almost look like a big, huge explosion. And this is the reason I wanted to do my stamping first, because I didn't want to lose any of my design. So that's why this way I can avoid whatever I want to avoid, or I can go around any images like around celebrate. That way I left myself plenty of room for the word celebrate. Now right here again at my top score line, I'm going to come in about 1/4 inch, snip, and then snip to there. And then I'll lay this down so you can see what I've done. So I just made this kind of celebrate, like it's exploding, right? Now I personally think if you wanted to, you could do this with a die. Like you could fold this in half and just make sure your die only touches here and get a wavy line or something. But with your scissors, it's pretty easy to do. So now I want to do the same thing on the other side. So at my score line, I'm going to go in about 1/4 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and do that at the top as well. 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to make my zigzag cuts down. So there you go. So the inside, when it's opened, is going to explode like that. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I need to color these guys. So I've chosen some colors that are going to match, or I don't know, they're hopefully going to coordinate with some paper that I also want to use. But what I'm going to do is just run through here and color. I'm not doing any fancy coloring. I just want to add, you know, the look of a party to the page. So I'm just going to run through using my Nuvo markers. Again, I'm not 100% sure these are going to match my paper exactly, but I think it'll still work. And the good news is I can always change my papers if it doesn't. I always use something different. So there's one. Let's use this pretty blue color. Something else I'm going to do is add some bright cheeriness to the edges here. So I'm going to dip into my, what is this color? Cheerful. This color is called Cheerful. And I'm going to use my Nuvo blending tool, and I'm just going to come around these edges and just ink to make this really pop. See how cute that'll be? It'll just look like a party. And the thing is this, like up here at the top, I can get this onto that because that's going to get covered up. We're just building that inside kind of explosion section. So if your ink gets out of place, don't worry, all that's going to get covered up. I just think that looks like a party. I think adding that yellow to the edges just really makes it bright and cheery. I think I even want to add a little more here. Make that a little deeper because I think it's cute. Okay, that is the inside. That's the hardest part, right? The inside. Let's make the outside. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do to kind of clean this up. So I've cut a couple of pieces here. This first piece is 2 by 4, and it's going to live right here, and it's going to hide all of our workings up there. And this second piece, I cut 4 by 3.5, which is too long. I want to show you this. Because we are not perfect in our measuring, we never can be, okay? With all the folding and the stuff that we're doing here and messing with that base, I went ahead and cut this too long. So any that hangs over, I can cut away with my scissors or my trimmer and know that the whole front of my card is covered, okay? Now, something else I want to show you. If you just wanted this to look like your package, like your gift, you could totally do that. I'm going to use my stamp set to kind of decorate it up, but I wanted to show you that. All right, so let's glue these down. So I'm going to open this up. So you can see now why I was using these pink colors. They're not perfect, the colors that I chose, the markers, but they're not too far off. You can always do a better job picking than I did. All right, so I'm going to glue this down, and I want to make sure I get it glued to the top and the sides, just to make sure I have all of those edges covered. That's already cute like that. And then I want to put this piece down here, and we'll cut away the excess. So I want to make sure I cover all of my ink that's not to be shown. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I cover all of that base down there. So I'll do that. And then you see I have this strip that needs to go away. I'll trim that with my trimmer. By doing that, I just make sure that that whole piece is covered. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how perfect you measure. By the time you finish scoring and folding and all that, something is going to get off. By the way, mine did because I glued my page down wrong. I'm not going to stress about it. If I don't do this, it's not a Maymay project. I should have flipped this and glued it so my stripes will match up. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, it's just not a Maymay project if some paper orientation is not off. Let's do the gift itself. So this is from the same paper pack. You see it's got the gold stripes on the back. I want to use the solid side. And I'm going to be stamping the gift from that same stamp set we used earlier. So just using some VersaFine Onyx Black, I'm going to stamp the top. I'm going to turn this sideways a little bit. So I'm going to stamp the top here. And the good thing is I'm not worried about a pattern on this, so I can just stamp. So there's that, and I'm going to stamp the base this way and get that cut. And that way, everything will look straight. And I won't have to worry about orientation. Why am I the worst with paper orientation? I just am. All right, now what I want to do is fussy cut these out. And I want to show you something. In case you don't like the fussy cut, you can totally cut this with your trimmer. It's just squares, okay? So I just place it here and use my trimmer to cut that out. So my plan is for this to go here. This is my little present there. And then for this guy to live up here. But what I'm going to do is pop it up on foam and let it hold that front shut. And I want you to notice this. The back is not going to be like perfectly shut. But that's okay because when the person pulls it out of the envelope, you want them to kind of be like prompted to kind of pull this apart. That's what we want them to do. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this guy straight down because I just want him to live right there. And I want to try to get him centered. So let's see how I can do. Try not to get my head in the screen. If I had done my paper right, this would have been much easier. I could have used the lines to help me. So there's the bottom of my little box. Now what I want to do is run a strip of foam right here. So using the straight edge here, I'm going to run this down and leave myself, I don't know, a pretty good little 1/8 of an inch piece there. I'm going to go ahead and put foam at the top too because I want that to stay down nice and sticky to the card. Now I can peel this backer off of the back here. And if you want to add a little extra glue for safekeeping, you can, just a few dots. You really don't need much. I just like to add a dot or two. And then what I'm going to do is let this be the lid. And remember, I'm going to overlap it slightly. That's going to be what holds our box in place, holds our little lip down. See that? So it lifts up a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Isn't that cute? Okay, I think we're ready to put this onto a card base and then do a sentiment. So the way I'm going to put this on a card base is I've cut a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so the size of an A2 card, and I'm going to glue this down at the back. Now remember, I don't want to glue this part down. You technically could, but I don't want to. I'm going to just glue this top 2-inch section to my card base. That's all I need to glue down. So this top 2-inch section. You want to make sure you put plenty of glue because it's the only thing that's going to hold your card into place. And then I'm going to place this on the base, just like so. And this will look like a regular card like we always make. And it'll fit in an A2 envelope perfectly fine. See that? And then I'm going to flip this over. And on the back, because I used black, I'm going to give myself another piece to be where my sentiment goes. And I think I'll go ahead and stamp it before I glue it down, just to be safe. Because that way, if I make a mistake, I can do another piece. So on the back here, I'm going to go to that same stamp set called Big Time Sayings, the one I got the Celebrate sentiment from. And I'm going to do the sentiment called Happy, or actually Happy and then Birthday to You. I think that'll be cute on the back. This would be cute done in another color, too. If you wanted to put some color back here, that'd be fresh. Fresh, where'd that come from? I don't know. Here we go. So I'm going to stamp down the word Happy. So there's Happy. And then let's do Birthday to You right here. Perfect. Okay, that can go on the back of our card. What I love about this card is it is easily going to fit in an A2 size envelope. You can easily sign the back of it. I've seen a lot of people doing this lately. So many people are doing these one-layer cards, and I really like them. You know, you don't have to open a card in the traditional way all the time. Now, the front's a little plain. Let's add a sentiment, and I might even doctor this guy up. I feel like I've left him a little plain. So let's put a sentiment down here. So I think this will be cute from the gift box surprise set. This will be so cute to me. This word just says surprise. And I think this will be cute across the bottom since you're going to open it and it'll kind of feel like a surprise. I don't know. I just thought this would be cute. So there is surprise. Now I definitely want to doll this up. It's a little bit flat for me. So I'm going to go to my black pen and I'm going to ... dash it. By the way, a subscriber told me in my last video that ... dash is U in Morse code. So I guess we could call this our U line. But I'm going to ... and then dash. I just think that dresses it up. Look what a difference that makes. It's huge. Now I'm just going to come back to the card. And I made this just big enough to go right down here. I think this will be cute sitting here. You could put it underneath the little gift. We could do that if we wanted to. I'm not really sure how I want to do it. I think I will put it maybe right at the bottom. You could pop this up. We don't have too much dimension on this card, so we could pop it up. I think I'll do this. Put it down toward the bottom. And I think I'm going to do that same ... dash to my package here. I could have done a lot more to this, but it was pretty simple with it. So I did those a little bit different. I think that's kind of cute. I kind of had them not so even there. So that is the front of our card. Now, so this would be really cute if you wanted to. You could use our action stamp set and like do a pull tab or something, but it might be cute right here. And sometimes we like to use our handwriting. Me never, because I don't like my handwriting. But if you wrote right down here at the bottom, open me, I think that would be cute. Right? So now they're going to open it. So when the recipient gets the card, they pull it out of the package and then they open me and look how cute it is. I absolutely love how this turned out. I think it is adorable. And I think you're going to come up with a bazillion different things to do. Because think about it. I did this with a gift box because I had that stamp set. But the original card the original project I was inspired by, they even made different faces and had it open like this and put like, this was the mouth. Or you could put, there's so many things you can do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link the channel that inspired me for this so you can see all of the things they're making and be inspired with your stamp sets. But how stinking cute is this? And what a different way to give a birthday card, right? I think it's really cute. The recipient gets it, they open it, and it's just too cute. I love it. I'm going to leave it open for now. Okay, guys, you know the challenge. If you make this, I want to see it. So please share it with me either on our customer gallery or on our Discord and let me see your ideas, what you use. If you use like a mouth or if you have a door that opens, who knows? You guys can get so creative with what opens, but I just think this is a fun, pretty easy card to make. And again, I can't wait to see what you guys do. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please make sure you click that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever I post a new video. Thanks so much, guys. Till next time. Bye now.